Okay, look, I know what you're thinking. Oh boy, another 100 days in Minecraft hardcore video. Everybody's doing that. Well look, this one's different, because this one's mine. And I've never played hardcore. So I'm doing this video to challenge myself, not only in Minecraft, but also this video is a mammoth undertaking. There's 33 hours worth of footage to go through. I'm only 60 days into the time that I'm recording this intro, and my hard drive's already 93% full. So listen, I don't have any goals for this video. I'm not gonna tell you I'm gonna defeat the Wither, and I'm gonna slay the Ender Dragon while fighting a raid. My only goal for this is to survive and not die. And I don't know what's gonna happen. This video has taken a lot to record already, so if you enjoy it, please hit that like button. It really helps my channel grow, and if you really like it, then subscribe and stick around for more. Anyways, let's get on with the show. Day 0. I spawned into a brand new Minecraft hardcore world. Oh, the possibilities. I seen some cows over by this tree, so I decided to punch it down, make a crafting bench. I soon made me an axe so I could murder everything in my sight. This cow right here tried to get away. I got him though, eventually. Even the chickens had to meet my blade. I found this hole in the ground with some stone, so I jumped down there so I could get rid of these wooden tools. Got me a stone axe and I was on my way. I continued to smack everything in sight until I couldn't sprint anymore. So I decided to run down in this cave and get some cobblestone so I could make a furnace. I seen some iron right there, so I figured I'd grab that. Then I almost fell in this ravine right here. That would've sucked. I grabbed some of this coal because I remembered, hey, the viewers can't see anything right now, so I lit some torches. Yeah, you're welcome. I cooked up this food and ate it so I wasn't slow walking into my untimely demise. I noticed it was nighttime, so I jumped in the first cave I could find. Fought my first creeper, killed my first monster. The cave wasn't even that bad. I cleared it out and gathered what resources I could. By the end of the night, I had full iron armor. Yeah, I was feeling pretty confident at this point. Hardcore's easy. Day 1 was officially here. I did a little bit of exploring. Found this dog right here. Tried to feed him my only bone. No luck. I popped down a boat and set sail into the open seas. I eventually came up onto this land with a pack of wild horses that caught my eye. There was some really cool terrain around here, so I decided to stick around and see what else was around here. Trying to kill some sheep to make a bed when I noticed a really cool pirate ship. Holy crap. Just a full pirate ship just sitting there, not even in the water. After a further inspection, I decided, yeah, this was gonna be my home for now. I cleaned out the insides and checked out the chests. A buried treasure map. There could be really good loot here. I threw down my crafting table and made myself at home. Day 2 started off strong. I cleaned up around the outside, emptied my inventory in a box, and set up a little bit of stuff to make myself feel more at home. I set out to adventure and see what there was to see. I found a ravine here, collected a little bit of iron, searched another nearby cave, and what was this? Cobblestone. There's a zombie spawner here. I cleared it out, lit it up, and looted it. Oh, a saddle! I tamed one of the nearby horses, equipped my newly acquired saddle, and rode off into the sunset. Day 3, I decided I'm gonna go find this buried treasure. There was some crazy terrain generation. That's when I noticed something on the map.
Is that a village right over there? Oh, nice.
I griefed the hell out of the surrounding land until I eventually found the buried treasure. There they were. My first diamonds.
Hell yeah.
I went over and introduced myself to the local villagers. I even traded the emeralds I just got with him. Then I pillaged the rest of the village and pushed this guy out of his bed so I could sleep.
Night night.
Day 4, I raided the rest of the place and checked out some of the local trades. I'd be able to get full diamond armor and tools without even having to mine if I just traded with these villagers. I managed to get a diamond hoe from this guy and I traded what else I could. Then I headed back to the shipwreck to do some work. I lit the place up, I patched a few holes, installed some doors to keep me safe from the creepers. Then I enjoyed the sunset before I went to sleep because I'm still not ready for monsters to spawn around me. Day 5, I terraformed the hill outside of my house and used my new diamond hoe to set up some farmland for the carrots and potatoes that I found. I found an area nearby to set up a sugarcane farm and I planted what I had on hand. This pretty much took all day, and when I was done it was turning dark, so you already know what I had to do. Day 6, I used some bone meal to fast track the crops and fill in the farm a little bit. At this point, I was just sitting around waiting for stuff to grow, so I figured I'd find a place to do some strip mining. Fought some monsters, found this cave, got some resources. I dug all the way down to diamond level. I stayed there so long when I came out it was pitch black. I figured this is a good time to kind of light the area up. Had to fight this zombie off. The skeleton tried to attack me. Not today, sucker. Day 7, I spent the morning cleaning out the mobs, and then I expanded my crop field a little more. I had a lot of iron and coal to trade, so I headed over to the village to see what the weaponsmith had to offer. After a bit of trading, he offered me this efficiency 3 diamond pickaxe. I didn't have quite enough emeralds, so I spent the rest of my time day trading because I love the stonks. Day 8, I spent in a cave doing water bucket ASMR. God, it's so satisfying. Spotted some diamonds here, so I decided to clear out the area and mine them. It's when I had a surprise visitor show up. Ah!
You son of a bitch.
A couple more came to the party too. Lucky I had that shield.
Oh.
They put up a bit of a fight, but I finally got the diamonds.
Diamonds! That's a good vein of diamonds too.
Day 9, I spent the whole day just farming potatoes. By day 10, I had enough emeralds to find a toolsmith and trade for an efficiency diamond pick.
Yeah, buddy.
I was pretty happy. I couldn't wait to put use to it, so I went straight down into the cave and mined obsidian. This took quite a long time. I made myself an enchanting table and a couple of bookshelves and started setting up what was soon to be my library. I quickly realized there was a lack of cows in the area and I didn't have enough leather to make more bookshelves, so I just spent the rest of the day farming potatoes. Day 11, I mounted my trusty steed and set out to find more leather. After killing all of the cows in the area, I realized I was going about this all wrong. And maybe I should start a cow farm. So I grabbed a boat, lured a cow over, and took him back to my house. Day 12, I kidnapped another cow, introduced him to his life partner, and made some babies. Ah, the circle of life continues. I continued farming potatoes. That's when I noticed my tree was grown, so I went over there and started chopping it down when I was greeted by the local pirates.
Well, that doesn't look good.
I quickly ran away and then hid in my house until morning time. Day 13, I politely asked my new visitors to remove themselves from my property. They were nice enough to give me this flag to hang on my boat. They're good guys. I enjoyed myself a nice refreshing bucket of milk and continued to chop down my tree. I used one of the diamonds I found to make a new shovel because there was a big pile of sand outside that just had to go. I totally forgot about my favorite feature of Java Edition and I went and did a time lapse with the replay mod. Man, I love these things. Day 14, I decided I'd use all the cobblestone I got from mining to build a retaining wall around my potato farm. This would help me expand the area, keep it safe, and it also looked really nice. Day 15, I just spent the entire day harvesting and replanting. It was actually quite peaceful. Day 16 through 18, I just spent some time making things look a little nicer around the base, and I did some mining. Finally, I gathered my resources and I've headed over to the village and got some shiny diamond boots. I was pretty happy about this.
Diamond boots, baby, diamond boots.
Day 19, I took the rest of the obsidian that I had and I went and built a nether portal in this iceberg over here. I took a step in, spawned over a lava lake. There was a crimson forest and a bastion nearby. I decided I wasn't quite ready for this yet and I just went back to the overworld. And instead I dug out the area around the spawner. Maybe I can make like an XP farm out of this. Day 20, I completely forgot about the XP farm and just spent the rest of the day worshiping this piece of burning netherrack.
The eternal flame. Oof, oof.
You know I couldn't forget about my crops though. I love the crops. Day 21, I just did a little bit of work making my boat look better. Day 22, I gathered my crops and went back to the village to do some more trading. After loading up on a few emeralds, I realized just how lonely it was on my side of the ocean, so I decided to kidnap this villager and bring him back with me. Then I lured him into my library with a promising new career opportunity. Day 23, I exploited his game mechanics to get exactly what I wanted out of him. Looting 1. No thank you. I kept this up until eventually I got a great trade. A mending book. With this, I could repair my tools and armor with XP and not have to keep wasting my precious shiny blue rocks. I harvested all my sugarcane for paper trades and expanded the area a little bit. After the sunset, I spammed torches all over the place to keep mobs from spawning on me. What up? I used a good amount of my iron and I made an anvil to combine the efficiency 3 pickaxe with the mending book I just got. I had to think of a really good name for it. I spent the rest of the night farming crops and fighting off creepers. Oh, no you don't. Day 24, I brought another villager over to tend to my crop field so I didn't have to go back and forth to the village every time I wanted to cash in on my potato stonks. I tried to block him in for his own personal safety, but without a care in the world, he took a leap of faith right over the wall and escaped. Right at nighttime with all the monsters. Day 25, I don't know what happened, I lost the footage. Day 26, I committed more crimes against humanity and kidnapped yet another resident from the village. Honestly, I didn't know what to do with him yet, so I just kind of left him sitting in this boat while I made some deals with my new farmer. He once again decided that he wanted to be free, so I secured the area with some high external walls and some strategically placed slabs. He was still being pretty stubborn, so I figured I'd let him fend for himself, and I spent the rest of the night mining. Day 27, I brought my new friend to meet my old friend so they could be friends. Also because I had very little leather and I figured I could use another librarian to get easy bookshelves. I noticed my farmer was offering emeralds for pumpkins, so I spent the night digging out an area underneath my crop farm for an automatic melon and pumpkin farm. This would offer me an amazing passive income because it would just harvest itself while I did other stuff around the area. I went to craft the redstone components and noticed I was missing one key ingredient for the observers. Quartz! Day 28, I made myself a gold helmet so that the piglins didn't jump me for wearing the wrong colors in their neighborhood. I had some gold bars left over, so I made me a couple of golden apples, you know, just in case. This was it, my first real scary moment on hardcore. I got straight to work mining the closest quartz I could find. I seen some nether gold too, so I figured I could use these nuggets to make more apples. Thought the coast was clear, but it wasn't. A piglin jumped off the mountain and rushed me like I just took the first piece of his birthday cake. I cowardly ran back into the overworld to take a deep breath and check my underwear. These skeletons were having a pool party and clearly I wasn't invited. I crafted what I could with the quartz I collected. It took a few moments in my farm to regain my composure, but I wasn't giving up that easy. I needed more quartz, so I went back into the hellscape I just fled from moments ago. I offered this piglet a peace offering. I think he accepted it. I carried on with my journey to find more nether quartz, and I entered into the Crimson Forest where I was greeted by a pack of wild hoglins. I tried to run and do a clutch move. There was a block above my head. I started getting attacked. I tried to run. They hit me again. They hit me again. Oh, this wasn't looking good. Oh my gosh. I finally got away and managed to pillar up above their reach. Stupid hoglins, you can't get me now. I hit on top and took them out one by one with my bow. Even the little ones had to die. I wasn't taking any chances. I really wanted some of these shroom lights for my pumpkin farm, so I spent the rest of my time hopping around the treetops like some kind of nether ninja. Day 29, I forgot how to make rails, so I googled it for the recipe. I realized I didn't have enough gold left for the powered rails, so I went back into the nether because that was the easiest way I could think of to get some quick. I got ambushed by a ghast and came this close to getting trapped in this godforsaken place forever. I got him though. I reinforced my portal with an outer layer of cobblestone and decided that bridging over this ocean of world-deleting hot death was a way better idea than going back into that godforsaken forest. Got some gold, got some more quartz, gave this ghast a taste of his own medicine. Yeah, take that. Then I took my super sketchy bridge back to the overworld where it was nice and safe. Day 30 through 35, I slowly worked on completing my pumpkin farm. I spent my nights in a cave mining and fighting monsters. I took some time to reorganize my chests. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot that I broke my mending pickaxe. I was slowly getting richer a little more each day. I spent a lot of time just kind of reorganizing and admiring my jewels. Look at them. By the end of day 35, I was finally putting the finishing touches on my pumpkin farm. This was a marvel of redstone ingenuity that would make me a god amongst the villagers. While I waited for the initial pumpkins to grow, I spent my time harvesting the crops by hand and trading and stocking up on emeralds. I used what extra I had to buy more bookshelves because the more bookshelves you have, the better enchantments you get. I would need 15 bookshelves for the maximum level 30 enchantments. I wasn't quite there yet, but I was halfway. Night fell and the phantoms arrived. I hadn't slept in a few days, so I had quite a few of them to fight off. This was good though because I could use their phantom membranes to brew potions of slow falling. This would greatly help me when it comes time to fight the dragon. Day 36, I went back into the nether to find a nether fortress. I needed blaze rods to make a brewing stand and it didn't take me long to find one. Hell yeah. I entered into the fortress and set up some sissy bars in case wither skeletons spawned. I didn't want them following me. It didn't take long until I found a blaze spawner. This would provide me with all of the blaze rods I could ever need. I went to take them out, but they just kept spawning and overwhelmed me. They did a lot of damage. I barricaded myself in the area next door and did some tactical fighting. I did not want to die here. I had to come out and start taking them out or I would be greatly outnumbered. I had a decent amount of blaze rods at this time, but I was trapped in this room and they just kept spawning around me. This was bad. I searched for a way out. I think straight through the front door was my only option. I had no choice. I broke down my cobblestone veil and made a break for it. I dodged angry blaze and flaming fireballs until I made it out. I could finally breathe a sigh of relief. I made it out of that fiery inferno. Now all I had to do was find my way home. The trail of torches I left leading back helped a lot. Day 37, I spent my time farming, chopping wood, and trading. I got a few more bookshelves to add to my enchanting area. It was all coming together. When night fell, it started raining, so I figured this would be a great time to do some fishing. The phantoms didn't agree.
Fuckers, go away.
Day 39, I placed a couple more bookshelves, realized my horse was missing, so I went out and found him and brought him home. Day 40, I got the urge to explore, so I took a boat and set sail, trying to find out what else my area had to offer. I found another buried treasure map with very little loot to offer, and a field full of animals just waiting to be slaughtered. I found this pretty rare brown sheep, and I killed it. I continued killing the cows for their leather when I came across an even rarer pink sheep.
Pink sheep. Pink sheep.
I let it live. I found this pretty cool ruined portal in the middle of the ocean, and then a chest that had golden carrots. This was a great food source because it had the highest saturation in the game, meaning 1 carrot would last me way longer than the pumpkin pie I've been eating. Night fell and I took the leather I just got and went and crafted the final bookshelves I needed for my enchanting area. I was finally ready to use the levels I had to start enchanting. Day 41, I used emeralds to buy a couple of tools from the toolsmith at the nearby village. I used the grindstone to remove the enchantments they came with so I could replace them with my own. The first attempt was decent, but they could be way better. I used some more of my diamonds to craft a diamond chest plate and a sword to better protect myself against the threats of this world. Smite 4. Not the best, but it would help me kill zombies. It turns out I came off the boat with the perfect opponent to try it on. A drowned with a trident. I took him out swiftly. He didn't drop a trident though. I spent the rest of the night in the dark field next door trying to kill everything in sight to regain the levels of XP I just spent. Now that I had a diamond sword with Smite 4 on it, it was kind of fun. Day 42, I just farmed and traded for more XP. I got inspired by a picture I seen on Google and decided to try to build this port wall. I spent like 3 days on it till I ultimately decided that I hated it and tore it down. Day 46, I got another idea and saved my shovel durability and used TNT to mine sand. It worked freaking great! I crafted a bunch of sandstone and started construction on a Spanish-style villa. This was a far less ambitious project, but it was still nice to get some building time in, and I think it came out kinda nice. Day 49, I used my new high-efficiency diamond pickaxe to do some strip mining. Almost mined right into lava. And then I did mine right into diamonds.
Diamonds.
And even more diamonds.
More diamonds.
I got so many diamonds I came home and crafted up the rest of the armor I was missing. I now had a full diamond set, but I was missing the XP that I needed to get the enchantments that I wanted. When daylight hit, I hopped on my horse and went over to the zombie spawner that I dug out earlier. I cleared out some standing water and began prepping the area for the XP farm. A creeper blew up right behind me. I didn't even realize it. I lit up the area to make it a bit safer. This could have been a grave mistake if I didn't move when I did. I set up a water system that would lead the zombies into an elevator that would take them up and over and drop them down into my killing chamber. This was a random assortment of blocks, but I didn't need it to look pretty. I needed it to be functional. Day 51, I broke the torches and turned the farm on. I set up a hopper to collect any random pieces of armor and a furnace nearby to smelt it. I spent the rest of the day here just killing zombies and raking in the XP. Started off day 52 by enchanting a new pickaxe. Fortune 2. Nice. I spent the rest of the day adding small details to make my new house look a little nicer. I didn't like it at first, but I admit it was starting to grow on me. I spent the nighttime at my new XP farm killing zombies. They all had to die. Day 53, I spent some of my emeralds on a few mending books. I figured I'd take some of the gold I had and make a barter with a piglin. I forgot I wasn't wearing any gold, so they chased me. I distracted him with a shiny gold brick, dug a hole for him to live in. I was looking to get some of them easy ender pearls all the speedrunners get, but all he kept giving me was gravel and string. This guy tried to shoot me, but he missed and hit a pigman. I heard they were angry. I thought they were coming after me, but they just went up there and messed him up. You don't mess with the pigmen. Traded with a different guy. He actually gave me some ender pearls. Took them home, worked on my house some more. I was determined to make this thing look good for the world download. Day 54, I made a very large map, but only filled in a very small portion of it. Spent the rest of the night mining. Day 55, I came back to the boat and we had a visitor, a wandering trader. I bought a couple of pieces of blue ice off of him and he was nice enough to give me 2 free leads. And a llama. Figured I'd tie him up and keep him even though he was hella disrespectful. Turns out we would be good friends. Whee! I took the blue ice over to the XP farm and installed it in front of the elevator. This would stop the zombies from piling up so much as they would just slide into the bubble column. I spent the rest of the night here just stockpiling XP. Day 56, I spent the entire day just adding pathways and other little details around my area. I thought they looked really nice. I continued this trim well into day 57, just adding small details, when all of a sudden it started raining out of nowhere. Figured I'd do some fishing. Stayed here all day into the night, until the phantoms showed up. I finally got sick of their shit and just slept it off. Day 57, I built an actual pen for my cows instead of just a random hole in the ground, and I went and got some sheep to live next door. I noticed my farmer was just throwing potatoes all over the ground, so I installed a hopper and minecart rail system underneath to automatically pick up the potatoes and store them in a box. This thing worked great. When I was done, it was raining again, so I went fishing. Caught a creeper in my cow pen. Day 62, I went back in the nether to trade some more gold with the piglin. I found a name tag while fishing, so I gave him a name. I got a few more ender pearls and I decided today seems like a good day to go nether mining. After only a few minutes, I found my first piece of ancient debris. This was a great feeling. I used this technique where you mine along the chunk borders because I thought I heard somebody say somewhere that it was probably a good idea. Turns out it was a great idea because I came up a few days later with enough netherite to cover my entire set of armor and tools. I even upgraded my hoe just to flex on boys. Day 68, I played some Call of Duty Zombies in the field outside my house. I chopped some wood and upgraded my sugarcane farm and got attacked by phantoms again. I had full netherite now though, so I just kind of ignored them and kept planting my sugarcane. They're really more just kind of a nuisance than an actual threat. Day 69, I wanted to do something epic, but I lost track of time just placing little decorations here and there. Before I know it, it was dark. Spent the night fighting monsters and I came across this guy, a zombie villager. If I could cure him, he would offer me prices at a deep discount. I tried to get him to pick up something so he wouldn't despawn. No luck. I ran back to my house to my brewing station. I needed a potion of weakness to cure him. All this took was a brown mushroom, one spider eye, and some sugar, all of which I had plenty of. The final ingredient was a golden apple. I grabbed one from my chest. All I had to do was hit him with a splash potion of weakness and then feed him this golden apple, and moments later he would be cured.
Oh, and he despawned.
I moved too far away from him and he despawned.
Dang.
The day wasn't a total loss though because I realized that I was missing a key ingredient for the slow falling potions I would need for the dragon fight. And that was nether wart. You see, on my previous trip to the nether fortress, I was so overwhelmed by the blaze that I completely forgot about it. But this time, things were different. I was better prepared. I went back to the fortress with way more confidence than I had the first time, and it didn't take me long to find exactly what I came for. I figured I'd explore a little bit, loot some chests. I discovered that there was another nether fortress in the Soul Sand Valley right across the way. This would be perfect for when it came time to collect wither skulls. Did a little more exploration, but I didn't stay long. I got what I came for, and I was gone. I threw Bart some more gold before I left to see if I can get some more ender pearls. No luck, though. Day 72, I used the nether wart to create awkward potions, and I used the awkward potions to make slow falling and strength 2 potions. These would both greatly increase my chances of survival when it came time to fight the dragon. Night fell, and while I was fighting zombies, I came across not 1, but 2 zombie villagers. I didn't want to take any chances, so I lured them back to my base and trapped them. I managed to lock one in the pumpkin cave and I dug a hole for the other. I didn't waste any time and I hit them with splash potions and fed them both apples. Now it was just a matter of time until they converted. Day 73, I introduced myself to my new friends and gave them both jobs. Right off the bat, this guy offered me a great deal on a Silk Touch book.
Exactly what I want, baby. Silk Touch.
The other guy didn't cooperate very well because he had some weird dreams of being a fisherman. So I took him out into the middle of the ocean and I left him there overnight to see if he would reconsider.
Get rid of those dreams.
The phantoms were back, so I went into the boat and slept the rest of the night off. Day 74, I spent the entire day just trying to get this guy to give me what I wanted. There were still a few enchantments I wanted for my armor, so I was looking for something good. I did this for a few days and I spent my nights killing younglings. I also took some time to kill some endermen for ender pearls and creepers for gunpowder. By day 76, he finally gave me a decent offer. Feather Falling 3 for 1 emerald. I figured I'd combine them together and make a Feather Falling 4. This would make a great addition to my boots. I had to give him a good name. The next 3 days I spent preparing for the dragon fight. I made an ender chest and filled it full of random blocks and different things I may need in the end. Unbreaking and mending books for my elytra, extra rockets to fly away, potions to help me survive. This may be the last time I ever see this place, so I got one final night's rest in and prepared myself for what I was going to face tomorrow. Day 79, the horrific sound of burning phantoms in the morning sun really set the tone for the day. I stepped out onto my rickety little dock and I tossed my eye of ender. The hunt was on. I broke through a layer of stone brick. I had finally made it to the stronghold. I searched around a bit and found the library. I started to loot the chest and steal the books, but I figured I'd come back for this later. For now, I only had one goal in mind. I finally found the portal room, so I quickly broke the silverfish spawner and set up another portal. This was it. Possibly the last time I would ever see the overworld. Day 80, I chugged a couple of my potions and jumped straight into the end portal. I spawned on an obsidian platform over the void, so I used some of the blocks I brought with me to bridge over to the main island. I laid down a bucket of water in case the Enderman attacked me, and I managed to collect some dragon breath. This would be great for potion making later. Now, I wish I could tell you I was a regular Katniss Everdeen, but I was far from it. I missed like 75% of my shots, and every time he landed and I went to hit him, he would just take off again. I ended up fighting him in the air the entire time. He did send me up into the air a couple of times, but I had slow falling potions and ender pearls, so I got back into the fight pretty quickly. After an embarrassing amount of arrows, I finally hit him with the finishing blow. I did it. I defeated the Ender Dragon on hardcore. I collected my trophy and wasted no time finding the gateway to the Outer End Islands. Day 81, as soon as I stepped out of the portal, I noticed an end city in sight. It was a pretty big one and it had a ship. This was perfect because I could get in the elytra right away. I pillared straight up to the boat and collected my prize. I equipped it with mending and unbreaking and took my first flight of this world. It was a great feeling. I cleared out the rest of the city for a small amount of loot and some shulker shells, and then I went back to the main island and headed home. It feels so good to be home. Yes! Flying around my island was a great feeling. I took some time to greet my villagers. Hello. Hi. I'm home. Thanks for the feather falling. Silky boy. Silky boy. I'm home. Librarians. I made it back. You surprised to see me? Yes. Thanks for all the mending books. I grabbed my map that I hadn't filled in yet and took a celebratory night flight to see what else was around my area. I had a whole new perspective on the world, and the possibilities were limitless. Day 83, I used some name banners to mark off points of interest in my area, and I started thinking about what I wanted to do with the rest of my time here in this world. Day 84, I used some of the levels I got from the dragon fight to re-enchant my sword. Looting 3. This was great. I used up the rest of the levels to enchant my hoe, my shovel, and a new axe because somehow I lost it during the dragon fight. I took some time to add a little more detail to my area. I thought these small patches of wheat looked great, so I just sprinkled them in here and there. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do now, but I knew I had this space, and I just started building. And I kept building. I had to stop every once in a while to collect some resources, and then it was straight back to the building. I wasn't quite sure what it was yet, but I kind of liked how it was turning out. And I was having a lot of fun with it. So much fun that before I knew it, it was day 93. I only had 7 days left before 100 days, and I knew I didn't want to end this video with a mediocre building montage, so I went back into the nether. I figured I'd head to the fortress in that Soul Sand Valley I found earlier and try to get some wither skulls. Maybe I could spawn in the wither boss for my final hurrah. I fought my way through the fortress until I made it to the opening across the lava ocean. I only had 2 rockets left, so I had to use them sparingly. I equipped my elytra and set sail. Now, I'd like to say this is the part where I found 3 skulls back to back to back. But the truth is, even with looting 3, I stayed here for what felt like an eternity to even find 1. I continued running back and forth, up and down, in and out of the fortress, killing everything I seen. Then I got a little too trigger happy and accidentally hit a zombie pigman. I got scared, so I ran. I had to get out of here. I threw down a fire resistance potion and leaped into the lava ocean below. I managed to swim to the surface and use the 2 rockets I had left to get myself to safety. That was a close call, and it could have been way worse. I managed to make it away from the aggravated pigmen, and I just cut my losses and went home. I didn't want to fight the wither anyway. It was now day 96, and one final attempt to find something cool to end this 100-day streak with, I just took flight. I flew, and I flew, and on my way back, I finally found it. A pillager outpost. If I could get Bad Omen and spawn a raid, this would be the perfect ending to my 100-day run. I found a village nearby and started prepping it for siege. I blocked a couple of villagers in their houses so I could guarantee my victory if I didn't die. I crafted myself a golden apple. You know, just in case. Then I went and found the highest ranking officer at the outpost and took him out to get my Bad Omen effect. It was still night and I didn't want to fight the raid with a bunch of random mobs, so I slept the rest of the night off. Day 97, I wasted no time. I got with my Iron Golem brother in arms and prepped for battle. Let's fucking do this. You ready, buddy? The first wave was pretty easy. They kind of got stuck in this water here and I took them out with my bow one by one. I took off my elytra and equipped my netherite chest plate. I could use the extra protection and I wasn't planning on running anywhere. You guys are safe in there, don't worry. The second wave spawned in the field. I started taking them out from a distance, but they quickly rushed me. There was my first casualty. The third wave spawned in and I was rushed by a Ravager. This was a monstrous beast, and if I let him hit me, it would be devastating. I did my best to take out the witches so they couldn't throw healing potions, and then I focused fire on the Ravager. I had to get rid of this guy. He was a major threat. Had a bit of a lag scare, but I finally managed to take him down. I focused on taking out the rest of the villagers for the next wave of the raid. The third wave spawned and it was even more deadly. I spotted multiple witches, a Ravager, and even an Evoker. I jumped in the water to get a leg up on them. This would greatly immobilize them so I could take them out with my bow. The Ravager went down pretty easy and I took out the rest of the guys with my sword. They were just sitting ducks in the water and I was their biggest threat. I spotted something zoom by. It was an Evoker with a speed potion. This wasn't good. I had to break line of sight and take him out from a distance before he could summon the Vex. I took several shots at him as he ran back and forth and missed. It wasn't until he stopped and actually summoned the Vex that I could take him out. I managed to rush in and grab the Totem of Undying he dropped. This would greatly help me out because if I died, it would give me a second chance. But I was rushed by the Vex. These things had very small hitboxes and they were really hard to kill. They did a lot of damage, so I ate my golden apple just in case. They were so hard to hit. The fourth wave rushed in before I even had a chance to take out the first wave of Vex. I had to get some distance so that I could get in my inventory and equip the Totem of Undying. This gave me a little more security and the fight was on. Wave after wave, they kept coming, and I kept fighting into the night. I took perch up on a rooftop where I had a sniper's eye view. This gave me a great advantage where I could take them out one by one with my bow. Eventually, the crowd began to thin out, so I ran down to collect my loot and pick up any stragglers. That was it. By the end of day 97, I had defeated the raid, and I could go home feeling just a little more accomplished. Day 98, I used my Hero of the Villager status to get great deals on trades with the villagers, and I stocked up on books. I spent the night building, trying to work out rooms for this big building that I built. Still didn't know what I was doing with it quite yet, but it was looking nice. Day 99, I didn't have any projects that I could complete in one day except maybe fill in this map. So I flew around until I ran out of rockets and filled in most of the map. Oh, and I did find this sunken ship with a piece of bamboo in it. That was pretty sweet. And at last, we arrive at day 100. On this day, I didn't do anything special. I just kind of hung out and enjoyed my little piece of the world here. This was a great adventure and a great experience. I surprised myself. I didn't really even have any close calls that were too crazy, but it was nerve-wracking, and I laughed, had a lot of fun. I got scared. Man, I was so nervous at times. But all in all, everything turned out just fine. I've done a lot in this world, but there's still a lot left to do. There's bosses to fight, there's farms to create. If I get 50 likes on this video, maybe I'll do a part 2. Let's see how long I can survive in this world. If you made it this far into the video, you should consider subscribing. Stick around for more. And I appreciate y'all. This has been a great experience. But I gotta go to sleep now.